Welcome guys to another edition. I thought this time I'd do an intro like this. It's been a real rubbish 2 weeks, to be honest, after we got all the paint done on the rear frame. Somewhere along the line the electrics on the bike burnt out, just blew out, but I can't find any evidence of anything burnt. So I've had to order a new CDI unit. And I don't think even that is going to resolve the problem, because I think it goes further than that. I think it's deeper than that. I mean, this thing is, I don't like the electrics on this one little bit, so I might have to buy a manual. Also, I've had to paint the frame, and the blue pinstripe that I've put in didn't go quite to plan. It's not my choice to have it, it was the gentleman's choice to have it, and he's over the moon with it, and that's all that really matters on that one. And also, we've got some sad news this week. I had to put one of my, well, I say one of my only dog that's left down. Bobo, unfortunately, little black and white one, had got dementia, and his liver had started to pack up. So I briefly touch on that during the week in the video, and I thought I'll give you a heads up on that one this time. You're my family, you watch me, and I know what you see goes around in the videos, you're part of it. So it wasn't a shock, because we were expecting the poor bugger to go Christmas, and we managed to keep him going as long as we possibly could, while he still enjoyed life, while he still chased the ball, and while he still pigged out food. And even 2 hours before I took him to the vets, when his liver was starting to deteriorate, he was still eating, but he couldn't chase the ball because he couldn't see it. He'd lost his sight, completely lost his sight in the few hours that he started to go downhill. It was that evening he started to go, the night before, and then during the night we had a horrendous night with him. He couldn't settle, and then we rang up the vets in the morning, and we got him in for 5 o'clock in the evening, and the deed was done. So yeah, we have no more dogs left now. So it's a bit sad around here at the moment, but we are okay with it, because he was really unwell towards the end. So I just want to give you a heads up on that, as I do touch on that in the video as we go along the weeks. I'm not going to remove that, I'll leave it in. He was, are you ready for this? He was 17 years old. I hope you enjoy the video, and it's coming on good, but we've had a lot of catastrophes this week. Didn't I say this? Everything's going really sweet. I said something's going to go wrong. Well, it flipping did. Got the prop back as well. Can't say I'm overly joyed about that. I mean, the guy did a good job. Don't damn well fit, do it? Or didn't. I had to do a lot of pre-work on that. So it's all there, all in the video. Cue the intro. Welcome back. Today, this week, oh, I've got a light. I just wondering why there was a lack of light, but it is up there. This week, let's just spin that about. That's it. Right, let's start again. Welcome. Last video, I apologise for the overloud music. No one's actually commented on that, but I can appreciate it. It is pretty loud and horrible, some of that music I put on, but I generally didn't know what to do with that video, so that's what I did. But here she is, all dry, solid, and I am so happy with that. So happy with that. That's come out good. I wouldn't say it looks like a proper manufactured swing arm, but it is good all the same. So what are we going to be doing? Quite simple. We have got to get in here, and I've got to get these toolboxes out of the way. I did offer them free, but no one's bit on them, so I will probably put them somewhere else in the workshop, and I need to move that to the back of the workshop. I mean, even that has, see if I can get this door open and get some light in here. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous. Although, oh, bugger off. Hello. Oh, we've got a bag on the floor. Wind must have hammered in here during the night. But yeah, little confused to why I've got mud spatters everywhere. We must have had some water leaking in. But we've got to move this, and we've got to move that, and we've got to move those, and we've got to shift that. Because I want to get the bike in here. The wind is just too strong to spray, and the weather is too unpredictable at the moment. So yeah, moped's got to come out before I do anything though. I need to give it a quick power wash, just get all the dust and dirt off where I find it. I'll take the tank off, get that off, but I'll leave the rest on, and then I'm going to quite literally lift the back end off the frame, and we'll wheel it into the shed and then relay it, and we're going to quite literally sand this frame back as best as possible. That's the plan. And we're going to paint some blue on. Now we've bought some products today, and this is it, I'm broke. I was waiting, see what I mean by the wind, there's pounding. Yeah, I was waiting for a gazebo to turn up, but I don't think I'll be able to keep that up anyway if I did have it. Got a touch-up spray gun, made by Draper, bought that, 26 something quid, something like that, and I'm quite impressed with this. It's better than the Silverline version, because you get all this with it, brushes and spanners and whatnot to strip it all down. So I'm going to use that to spray the blue on everything. And what else do we get? Oh, where is it? Sandpaper. There it is. Wet and dry. I don't know how good that'll be. DIY stuff tends to fall apart as soon as you put it in water, so I don't know about that. So yeah, this week is all about painting that frame up, really. Painting the frame. Before I get stuck in to anything, I'll have a go at this weaving patterny thing, and that ain't as easy as it looks, trust me. I've done the blue underneath. That's the tone of blue that we got. A little bit brighter than what he anticipated, but that's the best I could come at. Oh, I missed a bit. Touch that in now. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see, won't we? The idea is sound, but the quality of what I can produce, that's something completely different, isn't it? And with shite eyesight, I don't think this is going to be very easy either. But there you go, it's on. I'll see how this works out, and this is going to get a coat of 2K lacquer over the whole thing before the day is out, and then I might even just whip it around there now in a little while once this is all dried and see what you say. But it's just temporary. I ain't gonna lie, I don't like it. Bloomin' hippies. I'm having some problems with this ready tape. When you go around the corners, it's sort of not stretching properly and not staying stuck. But I don't know if you can see that. We're going from that point there down, around, down, around, up, around, down, around, and then back up again. What comes to mind with this, what with the colours and that pinstripe, is Indian Larry. In my opinion, one of the best motorcycle builders America has ever had. I mean, they've had some crackers over the years. I mean, like the Finch bloke who did that weird combination of a trike that he built. I mean, him on his own is an excellent builder. But Indian Larry was the best, in my opinion. You know, my take on it. I loved everything he did because his stuff was busy, and as he pointed out, you could look at it and you could still be there half an hour later trying to figure out what's been done here, what's been done there, whereas a lot of the machines that came out at that time were very clean, very pure. You spend 5 minutes looking and you're gone. We just literally picked this up. A kid was steering it, I was carrying it, literally by the back end while he was rolling the front end. Got it in here. So yeah, not a lot of room, as you can see. I mean, the moped's been kicked outside for the time being. I am not too happy about that, but there's not a lot I can do about it. Right, so now we've got to do a basic strip down. We've got to get filters off, shocks off, tank off. Possibly that tank, I'm just not sure at the moment. That's a bit rusty, but it can be fixed while it's in situ, apart from what's underneath. But I'm a little bit worried about pulling that apart underneath as well, because that fuel pump hasn't been touched in a long while, and I don't want to be replacing it. And at the moment it works, and my obvious answer to this is if it works, don't break it, you know. It don't need fixing, so to speak. So yeah, the light is really dim in here. It's not the greatest, but based on what I've done here, and I've added a few more blue lines, we've done that, and we did that. I did kind of cock it up, I hand brushed that in. That weren't easy to do either. So yeah, Mayan style is what the extra primer on. I ended up wire brushing quite a lot of it off the frame in the end. Ah shit, I forgot the bloody, didn't get paper around there, so I hope I didn't hit the forks, because it's going to be a nightmare to get that off. So there you go. So the next coat to go on is blue, and we're just going to highlight the frame areas. I really don't want to do this bit, but hey, that's what I said I'd do it, so that wasn't even his idea, it was mine. I'll learn to keep my mouth shut one of these days. Anyway, next will be the blue, then we'll mask, then we'll shoot the black on, and once we've done that we'll peel the mask off, and then we'll lacquer pretty much everything that you see that's black, and that should tidy that right up. That's what I did with the tape. The tape is rubbish. I had to touch it in with a brush. Now it does look just a bit like it's been hand painted. Not my cup of tea, but I'll show a picture to the bloke. He'll love it. Can't get my head around it, but okay. Now I'll do the other side. My astonishment, that ain't reacted. The lacquer is on. It's 2K lacquer. It'll go off pretty damn quick. I've got to be honest, it don't look so bad. Now that there's a shine to it. I still don't like the blue, but that's none of my business. And it didn't go as well as I would have liked it to, but that's that damn tape, it wouldn't stick. I should not buy that again. Not from that seller anyway. Bleeding rip off. Why can't people just be more honest with the ads? Like, I don't know, for example, this tape is old, you may have stick issues with it, but you know what I mean? Rattles me, that do. Anyway, it's on. That's lacquered. We ain't gonna do no more of that. Nice and shiny. Well, I think we'll let this dry now for the next day or more. I mean, if it's dry enough to move tomorrow, then we'll shift this back outside and we'll bolt the swing arm in place, temporarily hook up. See, that one's been done as well. I'll give you an idea of the shine. Look at that. Good at that. Brand new. That's all it needed. Welcome back, Monday. We've had a really crap weekend with this. If this was going to be for me at this point in time, I'd be dropping the engine out, dropping the tanks out, stripping the forks down, getting the wheel out and putting the whole lot on eBay and breaking it without any shadow of a doubt. These compartments here, believe it or not, I don't know what I've done with the other one, that's maybe somewhere, there it is, haven't got a rubber seal. I'm sure they're supposed to have one, but there's not one on either side. And when we power washed this all down and dried it, we fired it back up again and it ran. Then it stopped. Now all the electrics were removed during the power washing process, everything came off that could be a danger to getting wet. Everything got clipped back on after the power wash, and it was already fairly dry because I'd left it for a good half hour. I just wanted to clear any potential water that might have got in the barrels. You know, you can't always stop it, even though I had them blocked off pretty well. As it happens, water did not get in there. Anyway, cut a long story short, don't know why I'm explaining myself on that one, because I do know what I'm doing most of the time. As I said to you before, we lost the fuel pump. It wasn't working for some reason, but it was always starting up. But because I haven't had a chance to ride it, I don't know if it was kicking back in again, even if it was running, because you can't hear it through the engine. And then I turned it over again. I came in the shed with it, we plugged it all back in, and I'm firing this thing over and nothing. The engine's dead. Okay. It ain't going well, this trike now. It's all falling apart. So I'm not going to focus too much on that blue paint. The only thing I'm going to say is now I do understand what it is and why it is, and it's navy. So I'll leave that where it is. And we'll come on to the prop shaft, because we've now had that manufactured up. However, as I said, it ain't going well, because I had to use some really thick steel here and across there in order to support all of this area. Even though we have our back braces, I can't really remove any of that, and I don't want to remove any of that. The only problem is I've got a very large sliding mechanism from a Ford Transit, and it is hindrance. It's this big block here is getting in the way of the inner sleeves. I've machined that bit down to get clearance as best as I can, and I was advised not to do that, but it was that or remake the swing arm. You can see those big blocks in there that stick inwards. They really needed to be on the outside. I'll only admit that one could have been on the outside. I didn't need to flush it inside, but the top one, no. We've got a fuel tank under the bike that will be in the way, so that had to go in like that. It's the furthermost edge of this block here that's getting in the way at the moment. So as I said, this isn't getting any easier. I've just been back to the engineering shop because the prop was too long, and he's taken out some of the spline area in here, so now I've got all that to play with, whereas before this was hard fast right up at the end. Problem is I don't think there was an issue with it now, because I've just discovered where this weld is here. It's actually penetrated through and was jamming it up, so there is a good chance I didn't need to do anything. Finally got that to work where it's not hitting or rubbing anywhere. I had to do a little bit of a final clean up around that area there, and inside the tube as well. I had to run some sandpaper in there on the wheel. So yeah, we've got some clearance, but I don't know how much clearance, and the only way I'm going to find that out is to put it in, put it together and ride it around, bounce it up and down, let the thing spin, because this is so untrue on the spin, it's ridiculous. All of this spot on, but when you get to the knuckles, horrendous. I found that with a lot of car props, which is probably why they put balance and weights on everything, but because the prop is so short, it shouldn't play a part in its demise with a bit of luck. So it's all paid. The CDI has been ordered. I've done a check as best as I can on the rotor just to see if I got polarity between all three, and I have, and ohmage wise they're all equal almost. I mean, there's 0.1 decimal down on one of them, but I'm not convinced that's enough to kill it. But then I don't fully know what those are supposed to be. I mean, there's Viragos out there, Virago owners that know what the ohmage reading is supposed to be. Please let me know in the comments. I'd be very keen. I haven't got a user manual, and the only one I found online that was for free was in Spanish. It wasn't a lot of help, to be honest. So yeah, so we're back on track. I'm going to go to the yard tomorrow. I'm going to get some wheel nuts for these, because I want to get the brakes done over this bank holiday, and then I can put the wheels back on and put them on for good. I might spray up the inside of the wheels because they're a bit tragic. Actually, the whole damn things are tragic. Got some Volvo ones behind there, and I believe they're the same PDC. I think unless they're 5 stud, I can't remember. They're going to need a complete refurb, to be honest. The tyres are still usable, just rubber's a bit starting to go hard, but we can soften that up with something. Saddle soap or something. So yeah, I suppose we'll have to sand these damn things back as well, but I'd like to get those put on permanently once all the braking system's been reinstated. We've got brake lines to make, we've got some alterations to do to the main lever system. I'm still not 100% satisfied with this at the moment. I don't think I've got enough movement there, but I won't know until I get the lines all plumbed in and fluid in. We can alter this if necessary. That doesn't take away the fact that that only has a certain amount of movement on that, so how that's going to reflect later, I'd have to change that position, and because I've already welded the brackets on for the master, I don't know if that's actually going to be possible. So yeah, we may be cutting bits off and re-welding them back on again, and then more ready bed liner. I'm fed up with pulling this apart. I've had that axle off about 8 times today trying to get this damn prop shaft sorted out, because this has been a nightmare. Look how out that is. And that's not anything the engineer bloke's done, it's this. It's a mess. This is a Ford part of a Transit, and that's how bad it is. So I'm going to go down the yard tomorrow for wheel nuts, so I'm also going to have a hunt for another one of these. I am 90% sure I have seen another one in a shed somewhere, a lot smaller. It looked like it might have come off a lawnmower or something. It's definitely a prop. It's not anything for steering. So yeah, I'm going to grab that, and I may at a later date take this off and see if I can get him to cut it there and then re-center this against this, and then put that slider in, weld it in place, because this is not going to work. I don't think it is. I mean, I'll try it, see how it is. But if I get some excessive vibration through the back, no, I'll have to go. I've informed the guy what's going on with that. He hasn't said yay or nay. It is another 100 out of my pocket though if I have to send it back in. Prop shafts are about £200 to get them manufactured up for trike, so I will hit the 200 mark by the time I'm finished. So I'm not back, guys. Bit of a solemn day today. Got our dog booked in for the vets, and I don't think we'll be coming home with him. So yeah, this is the terrier. Anyway, moving off that subject, the brakes, new cylinder, new pads, new springs. This guy is getting new everywhere. Now I'm hoping I've got them correct, because based on this side, you'll notice the gap here on that pad and the edge here. This axle was the other way around, so that would have been on this side going that way. Yeah, something like that. This side would have been over there, and this side would have been the leading edge side. I think is how they work it, something like that. I can't remember 100%. So based on that theory, I've reversed these ones, and the wheel's going that way. So you apply the brakes, like handbrake there, and that hits first and that one hits after. I think that's how they work it, but I can't be certain. I'm a bit concerned at the fact that these are rubbing. I don't think they're meant to do that, are they? No, that one is as well. So yeah, that's one done. A bit of a headache, never done these before, and the person that built that one up, I was copying that, and they did it all wrong. Mainly that spring was damaged on that side, and on that side also the spring that I put behind, which I'm assuming is in the correct place, which it can't be because it's buckling up under the cylinder. Where the friggin' hell does that go then? That can't be right. There you go, it does go on the outside because it's not bowing up. quite pleased with that. That's one. Now the other side. Yeah, that's better than what it was. I've sprayed the actual drum in a really rubbish silver. I haven't even made any effort to clean that up. Now the wheels have got to come off again because I've got to put some different wheel nuts on because they're off a Jag and they don't fit. And I've got to do a refurb work on the wheels as well. I didn't want to do it, but I can't give it to him in that state. So we're going to have to run a sander over that, sand back as much paint I dare, do a bit of filler work because this is thick old powdery coat stuff, and when I get into the corrosion it's going to leave some serious pits. So I reckon each one will take me about 6 hours to get it to a point where it's ready to be painted, and then there's a case of getting some card, laying it around the outside and sticking some paint on it. And I'm just debating what colour. I think I might actually paint these pure purple with the rest of the framework just to break everything up. Not a lot I can do with the front end, but yeah, and if I do them purple, then the drums will get painted purple as well, so we can hide them in with the wheel because everything will be nice and busy. So that's one side done. We're getting there, guys, we are getting there. Well, we've just put the black and white one down. We lost the little one next to him a few months ago. Kidney failure in the youngster. He was about 15 years old, the little brown one. That's Buddy, his name. And Bobo, the black and white one. We lost him today. Apparently the vet was saying he had dementia and liver failure, which was producing black blood that was pumping through his heart. So we had no choice. Really, really sorry to see him go. We are now officially no more dogs. We don't have any left. 17 years ago, no, 16, yeah, 17 years ago or 16 years ago, I walked into a farm after some car parts. I ended up coming out with 6 bleeding cockatiels and 1 dog up my jumper. And I quite literally, I walked up to the wife after I put the cockatiels in the aviary, and she was looking at the birds, and I had the dog tucked up here, and I said, so what are you going to call him? And she sort of looked at me as if, well, what do you want me to call birds, like that? And then she saw little old Bobo, it was only a little puppy, darling little thing he was, poked his head out, and she just snatched him off me and walked indoors, and he got the name Bobo. So yeah, that's another one gone. It's the last one. We don't have any more. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I will say this much: they have been absolutely wonderful animals, all 3 of them, the Alsatian, the little Jack Russell and the Terrier. Next day I've just completed that. I'm hoping I got it right. I don't actually know if I have. You know, the way they're laid out, because you got that gap, you see. Beats the hell if I know. So you've got to remember I turned this thing over as well, but in the pictures that I've seen it's this way up. So now it's got me double thinking myself if I actually do have this the right way round. Unbelievable, isn't it? There you go. Anyway, that's that side done. So what do you think so far? I think that looks absolutely damn fabulous. And with all the problems we've had over the last 2 weeks, and believe you and me, we've had a lot, I'm quite happy and quite impressed with this. So she's got new paint, new brakes, new frame, rear frame. We've got a new handbrake on it, no, a second-hand handbrake that's been restored. Foot pegs, sorry, a foot peg, an assister step, if you want to call it that. Modified that area up. So I'm going to concentrate on the brakes. Going to do the handbrake today, modify that, and then I'm going to, if I can afford it, get some pipes tomorrow made up and some fluid, and see if we can get that back brake system working. Next time I get some dough, it's the burgundy paint, or purple, whatever you want to call it. I've got some netting going on, but I'm thinking I'm going to do the net on that and the side panels and the mud guards for definite. I'm just going to probably do a straight purple on that frame at the back and not add anything to it, but I want to add a few extra bits to it, like underneath here where the mud guards were. I want to put a blank plate there just to hide everything. So I'm thinking about cutting that out and doing a bit of riveting and modifications to it, and then doing a purple and blue camo, and then find out quietly what ship he used to serve on, and then his most favourite time in the Navy. I want to put that name in there somewhere just so as he can connect more with it, and it's in an area I think it's going to work well. So I'm so goddamn pleased with this. I don't know if I want to hand it over now, I don't mind admitting, but the deal that we've got going on, yeah, I can't wait. If this works out, I can't wait, and there's no guarantee. Okay, handbrake. This has been a bit of a pain in the butt this week, this has. The angle was too extreme because I've got lights going on down here and there. Instead of going right up to the edge where I was planning, I've had to shift the lights over slightly, cut all this lot out so you can get this cable around the bar, and I've put a V-grooved ball bearing in here, roller bearing, which you can just make out here, so there's a cable that side can roll on it. That one I've just literally just gone straight into the sleeve, and they're now meeting where they need to meet. So tomorrow I'm going to make up a steel plate. I don't quite know how I'm going to do this at the moment. So I've got one brake working really well, and as you can see, that one it's only just pulling on. So I've got to take the drums off again on this side, just tension that up a little bit, because I am not sure if you can do that. There's an automatic adjuster in there, but I'm assuming I've got to have fluid going through to get that to adjust, and I want these adjusted ASAP. So I think what we're going to have to do is make 2 adjusters for these and 1 on here. That way we can equalise everything out if one brake is a little tighter than the other. So that's for another day. Well, actually that's for tomorrow, because today I'm finishing. So we're going to make a plate for these 2, and then we'll weld another plate onto that one, which will then sit on this one. So when you pull the handbrake like so, it will grip these 2 cables. But somehow I've got to figure out how to make them adjustable, and I really don't know at the moment how that's going to happen. As everyone keeps telling me, if this was easy, everybody would be doing it. So yeah, there she is. The guy has just been round to have a look at it. He is absolutely blown away. He thought his biking days were done, but they are not, by a long shot. So I'm going to call this video because it's been a while. It's been a hell of a week. Actually, it's been really quite a bad 2 weeks with everything considered. So with that, we'll go in the shed and talk. So guys and girls, thank you very much. Thank you very much for viewing. I greatly appreciate it, and see you on the next one. Next one will be handbrake. Hopefully we can afford some pipe work and we can get the back brake working, and we're going to get some nuts and bolts for the prop shaft to be bolted in properly, and then when I get some more money we'll start getting all the purple on. So I'm going to start the prep work on the wheels because I want them all cleaned up ready for paint. What else is there? And we'll probably start prepping all the other stuff just to keep ourselves occupied really. So the next video, that is what's coming out. So with that I'm going to go. Thank you very much and catch up with you later. Bye bye.